Good morning, Warriors. Leland Holgate here, President for Warriors for Life America. Coming at you this morning with our Warrior Flow in the morning. So we're going to get started here at 9 o'clock. But I like to log in a little early just so we can kind of jam together for a little bit. I know right now it's been a little challenging for everything that's going on. Everybody kind of stuck in the house, maybe going a little stir crazy. But this morning, I am on day 2 of 21 Days of Abundance. It's a program with Deepak Chopra. And yesterday, one of the best things that I think I've heard is the way that he put it is just to focus on everything in your life, all that abundance that you have. So yesterday's affirmation, and it can be true for you today if you like to use it for yourself, is today I behold all the abundance that surrounds me. So even though we do have challenges at the current moment, or maybe obstacle, as we may look at it, there is so much more in our life that we can be thankful for. So I think it's of course, it's what you focus on. It really is. That's your life in a whole. What are you focusing on? I say it in practice all the time. It's changing the story that you're telling yourself. Are you focusing on everything that you lost or everything that you are not able to do? Or are you focusing on yourself, maybe making yourself important, maybe taking a little extra time for you? I look at things like this as a blessing in disguise. Maybe before this, you were too busy to sit down and write down your goals. Maybe before this, you allowed yourself to be a little too caught up in work and you didn't take care of your body, or you didn't research what foods would be good for you. Healthy eating. You didn't move your body with either yoga or fitness. So if you look at it as a blessing, then it becomes a blessing. If you look at it as the pain of your existence, then that's just more of what you're going to get. So, of course, the story that we run through our minds and the story that we run through our life is what we continue to get. So, my challenge is, especially to myself, is what are you focusing on? Can you focus on the things that you want in your life? Can you focus on the things that you have and that you're thankful for? And can you let go of what you're dealing with currently? Because there is the circumstance that you're dealing with right now, not being able to really leave the house, kind of being shut in. But that really doesn't stop you from putting into you. In fact, it gives you more time to put into you, to build you up. So maybe that's what we need to shift our focus to. I've noticed throughout this entire quarantine that the mind, if not kept busy, will keep you busy. And of course, it just runs over all the things that maybe you're not doing for yourself. So of course, keeping yourself busy is super important. And what better way than, especially in the morning, to get the body moving, spend a little time on you. I mean, this is 5% of your day at the most, 60 minutes. I think you're worth it. So if you think about 5% of your day, I talk about morning routines being maybe 1.5% of your day, and then mix it in with an hour of practice. So that's 5 to 6% of your day spent on you, so that you can spend the other 95% of the day on things that you need to get done, priorities, sleep, anything that you might need to boost yourself up or stretch your potential. So I think that is what I'm going to continue to focus on. And remember that mantra for yourself. You can run that affirmation continuously through your mind all day long. Say it out loud even. Allow your subconscious brain to record you saying it. Funny thing is when you say something, your subconscious mind doesn't understand who's saying it. So that's why I ams are so powerful. Is you're literally programming into your mind the thing that you were trying to say, or that affirmation that you were saying. So remember, today, I behold all the abundance that surrounds me. You'll have to pardon me, our neighbor is doing a little construction this morning, so it may get loud from point to, point every now and then you may hear a little hammering, but we're going to continue to move through this, and we're going to have a great practice today. We'll start here in about 7 minutes. You know, one of the big things we're trying to do right now is really bring this online presence out. So this is a perfect example. Of course, when this all hit, all the studios closed down that I practice at. All the studios closed down where I run my classes, you know, the co-op or True Fusion where I've taught before in the past. So, of course, we all moved to this online platform, and what better way to really get those things that you want to do for other people, that value you want to create for the world? What better way to connect when everybody has time, everybody's at home, and everybody is connected to this technology? So that's for me what I've been focusing on. Of course, at first it was tough. It still can be tough at times if I continue to mull over what I don't have, what I can't do, where I can't go, or who I can't see. But what I continue to remind myself of is the blessing that I've gotten, which is the ability to reach a bigger crowd, the ability to add value to more people's lives. And that's exactly why I do this work, is to create value in the world. What is a man who does not seek to make the world a better place? So that is my little spiel for the morning. I'm definitely going to continue to focus on my blessings, and I'm going to focus on the things that I would like to do for me that would boost me up, or also the things that would boost others up. So what can I do to be there for my fellow man? Doesn't just have to be my family. It could be anybody across the world, just like any of you that are logging in right now. So Wayne Dyer is one of my favorites, of course. And one of my favorite quotes of his is that when you change the way that you look at something, the thing that you're looking at changes. So again, what are you focusing on right now? What are you focusing on in this moment? Are you continuing to mull over the suck because you're going to get more of it? Or are you possibly running through all the things that you can do for you, all the things you can do for your family, all the things that you can do for your neighbors or fellow man? There's so much out there that we can do, especially when it comes to us, because if there's one person that has been the most neglected in your life, I guarantee you it's you. I know for me, if I think back on all of my life, there are plenty of moments and plenty of times that I really didn't give myself the best, or just didn't give myself the time that I needed. So here's the perfect opportunity. You've got all the time in the world. You've got all the opportunity in the world to put into you. We've got about 4 minutes. I'm going to wet the whistle, and we're going to get going here with some warrior flow. And before we get going, as you're watching this, if you would, please go ahead and do us a favor. Jump into our YouTube channel and go ahead and throw us a subscribe if you would, please, so we can continue to make these videos for you all. We've got those meditation videos coming out right now, just working on creating some really cool background stuff for you as well. And then we're going to have some fitness coming out as well. So I realized we have yoga, but we have a lot of people out there that love fitness, and being a Pilates and fitness instructor myself, I'm going to bring something out that's going to be some sort of a Pilates plyometrics mix, and maybe throw some military workout stuff in there too, so we can get everybody going with fitness and not just have the yoga side of things as well. Cool. All right. So my name is Leland Holgate. Welcome to Warrior Flow, and Warriors for Life America is the nonprofit that I created last year, focused on our military, veterans, first responders, and their families. Of course, our mission is to bring balance back to life. Of course, for most of us, when we get out of the military, I know for me, and most of us that have been deployed or are combat veterans, when you come back, it's this big gaping hole in the center of you because you don't have that camaraderie, that brotherhood. You don't have that focus and purpose. So as soon as we get out, of course, we lack that focus on what we need to do for us. And it's easy to just get caught up in reacting, because that's what they train us to do. They train us to be reactive, not responsive in life. So this is why I love doing this work. What we're using here is yoga, but it's not so much about the yoga. Actually, this technique is based off of self-regulation techniques, and everything that you can use scientifically, because we don't speak Sanskrit, to bring the body back to the moment, to tune yourself back in, and to allow yourself to feel more of you, to make you the center of your focus. So pay attention to those self-regulation techniques as we move along, and I'll explain a little bit more here in just a couple of minutes when we get going. But what we're working on really doing right now is bringing that balance back to life. And it's not just for them, it's for their families as well, because of course, anybody that has been in a military family, you understand that it's not just the person that deploys that's affected. The entire family unit is affected. So of course, we want to make sure that we can be there for our warriors. And if you would like to go to warriorsforlifeamerica.org, you can check out some of the things that we have coming up. We will have our Warriors Walks coming back. Be patient with us. We had one planned right before this all hit, where we gather once every quarter, once every 3 months, just to bring awareness to the fact that we all need each other, and being part of something bigger than yourself is one of the biggest parts of healing. Of course, if you don't feel bigger than, part of something bigger than yourself, then why do we continue to strive? So I think that's what's great, is we've created a community of support, essentially. And we're there for the community as well, because obviously understanding being part of that community, being part of that bigger organism is something that's healthy for all of us. So we are going to go ahead and get started. And again, my name is Leland Holgate. I am the president and founder of Warriors for Life America. And this is Warrior Flow. Welcome to your morning resilience yoga practice. So this is based on yoga, but it's more about the self-regulation techniques that you're going to hear. So as we move through the practice, pay attention for anything that I may call out with positioning of head, or maybe the way that your body is positioned, and what the body does when you put yourself into those positions. That's what this is all about. So it's less about the yoga, and it's more about the self-regulation techniques. You'll notice some differences with this yoga, aside from anything that you may have practiced before. And one of them is I don't play any music. We micro cue the entire time. That's to keep your mind from going to that dark place that it likes to wander into every now and then. So just listen to the cues that I bring out. I also will not move around a room. Of course, we're live taping anyways, so there's really not a room to move around. But I will be up front here modeling everything that I do. So if I call something out that you don't understand, or maybe you're a little confused, look to your screen and you'll see exactly where I am, and you can go ahead and get in that position yourself. So another couple of things. The biggest one, of course, is choice. A lot of us, when we experience any kind of trauma in life, choice is taken away. So in our practice, it's important that you express your choice. Practice as much or as little as you want. Go as fast or as slow as you want. If I'm too fast, slow it down, and vice versa. If I'm too slow, speed it up for yourself. This is all about progress. It's not about perfection. I'm not going to have you standing on your head. I'm not going to have you doing any crazy Instagram yoga posts that you may have seen. So this is all just about progress. Let go of perfection. And one of the biggest things that I like to remind people is come from a place of curiosity when we are in the beginning, especially, and throughout your practice. Let go of the judgment. I know a lot of times we like to think of where we want to be, and we judge ourselves for the things that we're not able to do just yet. But come from a place of curiosity and just kind of tune into yourself. And that's what this is all meant for. Okay, so we're going to get started in a cross-leg position or a comfortable seated position. Your legs can be straight, legs bent, whatever works for you. Sitting bones connected to your mat. And if your legs are crossed, just let your knees gently lie out. Let your hands lay on your knees. And let your chin fall to your chest. And just give yourself a moment here to tune in. And maybe pick 4 different shapes or colors, 4 different patterns to focus on. Maybe you pay attention to the color of your skin in contrast to your mat. or your mat in contrast to the floor. Anything to bring yourself further into this moment now. Notice your sitting bones connected to the earth, supported by your mat. It is always there for you. As we're looking down, this sends the signal to our brain, all is well, I am safe, I am right where I should be. Practicing a little mindfulness, just a fancy word for noticing. Just start to tune in. Notice where you may be holding. Notice where the breath may be blocked. Notice where you may be tense. No judgment, just curious. Notice the breath without restriction. Now I want you to pull your belly button into your spine, in and up. Really engage the lower intrinsic muscles as well by restricting the flow of urine. Pull your belly button in and up. Keep those muscles fired up. You'll start to feel that area heat up. That is your internal core temperature, your internal furnace. This helps pull all that mind chatter down away from the brain where it can be burned up and used for fuel for you. Continue pulling your belly button in and up. Feel that power build. Realize that that power comes from you. The center of your being continues to heat up. Continue to pull in and up. Just another few moments. Slowly start to release. And now with a 3-part breath filling from the bottom all the way up to the top, as you take an inhale, big belly, into the chest, into the back of the eyes. Exhale through your chest. Press your belly button into your spine. Inhale, big belly, into the chest, into the back of your eyes. Exhale through the chest. Press your belly button into your spine. Inhale, big belly, into your chest, washing around behind the eyes. Exhale through your chest. Press your belly button into your spine. And now come back to your normal breath. Just start to do a body scan. And apologies on the construction you hear in the background. I know it'll be a little bit of a challenge for today, but just focus on my words and focus on your breath. Just notice from the forehead relax, jaw release, shoulders away from your ears, sitting bones connected to the mat, and hands just gently lying on your knee. Tuning into self as we're here again, looking down sends a signal to our brain, all is well, I am safe, I am right where I should be. Continue to focus on my voice as we move forward. Focus on your breath. And again, apologies for the construction noise in the background. We're going to work through this, and I'm right here with you. Slowly start to lift your gaze. Blink your eyes open. And one more. You can keep your eyes open on this one. As you inhale, take your right ear to your right shoulder. Head rolls back. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder. Chin to your chest. Inhale, right ear, right shoulder. Head rolls back. Continue to move around. Link your breath to your motion. Find the rhythm between your breath and your motion. Allow yourself to go at your own pace. This is your yoga, your rules, your mat. You'll hear that popping and cracking. That's just nitrogen leaving the joints. It's that old stagnant energy clearing out. Roll around one more time. Let your chin fall to your chest. Give yourself just a moment of pause here. Let any dizziness subside. That is completely normal. On your next inhale, left ear, left shoulder. Head rolls back. Exhale, right ear, right shoulder. Chin to your chest. Inhale, left ear, left shoulder. Continue to roll around. Link your breath to your motion. And remember to move at your own pace. letting go of that old stagnant energy, making way for the new. You may notice both sides feel a little different, and that is completely normal as well. We have a dominant and a passive side. Roll around one more time. Let your chin fall to your chest. Give yourself just a moment of pause. You can blink your eyes open. You can lift your gaze. And now pull your heels in close to you or move your legs over to the side and roll forward onto all fours. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. And now we're going to take our right leg toward the back of your mat. You're going to cross your right leg up and over, just outside of your mat to the left. Keep your hips nice and square, shoulders over your wrists as you inhale. Exhale, look over your left shoulder. As you inhale, chest forward. Exhale, look a little further. You'll feel that stretch through the right side body. And now look down to your hands. And bring your right knee up and over. And I want you walking in circles, so let's do that other side. Left leg moves back. Cross it up and over. Just outside of the mat to the right. Hips nice and square as you inhale. Chest moves forward. As you exhale, look over your right shoulder. Feel the stretch in the left side body. As you inhale, chest forward. Exhale, look a little further. One more breath. And look down to your hands. Bring your left knee back to your mat. Tuck your toes and press yourself back to your first downward dog. Hands about shoulder width apart. Feet about hip width apart. You can bend at your knees here if your hamstrings feel a little tight this morning. And now you can focus on keeping a nice flat, straight back. You can roll the weight in towards your index finger and thumbs. Maybe you press your chest back towards your thighs to feel that decompression of your spine. Just let your head relax. You can shake your head yes and no. And while we're here, we like to practice the two most powerful words in the universe. I am. Rock those out for yourself, whatever that is for today. I am happy. I am abundant. I am amazing. As you inhale, heels up, look forward, walk your feet to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, arms come up overhead, hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center, look down to your fingertips for just a moment. Once again, sending the signal to your brain, all is well. I am safe. I am right where I should be. And release. Now we're going to move through some sun salutations. So these are meant to burn up that excess energy that we all carry with us. And you'll notice as we move through, you're going to feel stretched. You may feel heated up. You may sweat just a bit, and that's exactly what we're looking for. And as we move through as well, you may feel emotions bubble up as well. That's something scratching at the surface. Let that surface, let that come up. Try not to repress it. And as we move, remember, express your choice. If I'm too slow, speed it up. If I'm too fast, slow it down. All right, guys, step to the front of your mat as you inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, lower down, half push up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Rock your I ams here once again. I am healthy. I am prosperous. I am letting go. Press your chest back to your thighs. Remember, you can bend your knees here so you can focus more on decompressing the spine. As you inhale, heels up, look forward. Walk up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Swan dive, arms come up overhead, hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Exhale, release. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, lower down, half push up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Rock your I ams here once again. I am confident. I am strong. I am healing. As you inhale, heels up, look forward, walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Breathe out full. You can even wiggle your toes, which help put your weight in toward your heels. Tailbone tucks under, belly button into your spine. Arms come up overhead. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. And now let's look up. And this looking up helps to clear the fog off of the brain, bringing a little clarity to the moment. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, lower down, half push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Rock your I ams here once again. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am prosperous. As you inhale, right leg up to the sky. Bend at your knee. Let your heel fall over to the left. And look under your left shoulder. That's right, you get a view of a dirty foot. As you inhale, maybe you lift your right knee up. You'll feel that hip stretch and crease. That's exactly what we're looking for. Inhale, right leg goes straight, square off your hips. As you exhale, swing your right foot forward, drop your back heel down, inhale up to warrior one. So your back leg straight and strong. Bring your hips square to the front of your mat. Left hip forward, right hip back. Arms up overhead. Sink in towards your front thigh. You'll really feel that stretch through the back leg. Keep your hips nice and square. Maybe you sink a little bit lower. Maybe you bring your hands together and look up. Now as you exhale, bring your hands down to your mat. Bring your back knee down to the mat. And as you inhale, reach up. As you exhale, let your hips dip forward. As you inhale, reach up. And I'm going to give you a balloon. I want you to imagine a balloon in between your hands. See the color, see the size. And now I want you to take out a marker and I want you to write down everything you want to let go of. All those things that no longer serve you. Maybe it's a feeling. Maybe you don't have words for it, so you can associate a number or a color and write it all over that balloon. As you inhale, feel it lifting. As you exhale, separate your arms. Watch as it sails away. Smaller and smaller, taken by the universe to be recycled into something new. As you inhale, reach up. Exhale, plant your hands. Inhale, right leg back, lower down, half push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Rock your I ams here. I am generous. I am loyal. I am fun. As you inhale, heels up, look forward, walk your feet up to meet your hand. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, arms come up overhead. Hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Exhale, release. And as you inhale, once again, everybody's favorite chair pose, sit back and down, look for your toes, arms up overhead. And maybe you press your belly button into your spine. As you're looking up, let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Release that tension. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, lower down, half push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Rock your I ams once again. I am playful. I am joy. I am love. As you inhale, left leg comes up to the sky. Bend at your knee, let your heel fall over to the right. Now you can look under your right shoulder, and you'll notice you have a pair of dirty feet. As you inhale, lift your left knee up just a bit, and feel that hip stretch and crease. And now on your next inhale, straighten up your left leg, square off your hips. Exhale, swing your left foot forward. Drop your back heel down. Inhale, up, warrior one. Square off your hips, back leg straight and strong. Sink into your front thigh. Remember to keep your hips nice and square. Left hip back, right hip forward. Maybe you sink a little lower. Maybe you bring your hands together and look up. And now as you exhale, bring your hands down, let your back knee drop down. And on your next breath in, reach up. Breathe out, dip your hips forward. Reach up once again. And I'm going to give you another balloon. You imagine the size, the color of it. See it in between your hands. Now I want you to take out that marker. I want you to write down everything you want in your life. All the things that you want to experience. All the people you want to see. The places you want to go. The things you want to do in your life. Write it all over the balloon. See yourself doing it. See yourself obtaining it. As you inhale, feel it lifting. As you exhale, separate your arms and watch as it sails away. Smaller and smaller, taken by the universe to be granted as a wish for you and those you love. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, plant your hands. Inhale, left leg back. Lower down, half push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Rock your I ams once again. I am prosperous. I am happy. I am a little sweaty. As you inhale, heels up, look forward. Walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, arms come up overhead. Hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Look down to your fingertips for just a moment. Send a signal to your brain. All is well. I am safe. I am right where I should be. And release. And again, everybody's favorite pose. Sit back and down into chair pose. Arms up overhead. This time, bring your palms together. Let your shoulders drop from your ears. And now hands come into heart center. Take an inhale, lengthen through your spine. As you exhale, twist to the right. Left elbow outside of your right thigh. And also bring your left arm across your thighs. Right arm comes behind your back. As you inhale, take a breath and find space. As you exhale, twist. Press your right hand onto your left. Purge the toxins out of your organs. Left knee back in line with your right knee. Sit your hips below your heart. Exhale, press and twist. Exhale, fold. Heel toe your feet about hip distance apart. You can bend at your knees here so your chest can just rest on your thighs. Let your head fall. Now wrap your peace fingers and your thumbs around your big toes. You can hang out here and just allow this to be passive. And for those that want to make this active, first pull with your arms moving east and west. Keep your chest in contact with your thighs, let your head fall, and then you can start to straighten your legs to feel that stretch through the back of the hamstrings, stretching into the hips. And while we're here, we're giving the heart a break. It gets to be above the head. Doesn't have to fight gravity near as much. And it also allows the brain to start to build those happy hormones at the tip of our spinal column. In here, just a moment, you'll find out what we call this, the Xanax of yoga. Now stay in your fold, release your hands. Hands come up to your hips. Pull your belly button into your spine. And slowly, like it's a game to come up last, take yourself up. Head comes up last. That's amazing. I could do that all day. So let's do that one more time. Step your feet together. Sit yourself back and down. Inhale, arms overhead. Hands come to touch. Hands in toward heart center. Take another inhale. Lengthen through your spine. Exhale, twist to the left. Right elbow outside of your left thigh. Right knee back. And we're purging the toxins out of the organs, as well as resetting the spine. Exhale, fold. Heel toe your feet about hip distance apart. And this time, take your palm, place it underneath your feet. Big toes tickling your wrist crease. You can bend at your knees so your chest can just rest on your thighs. Super important. Just let your head relax, neck relax. All of this should be in your arms and your legs. You can stay here and make this passive. Or you can pull with your arms, elbows moving east and west, and straighten your legs. Completely up to you. Wherever we are, we're just giving the heart a break. It's always fighting gravity, so it's important for us to give it that break. It also helps tone the vagus nerve system, which is the side of the body that enacts that relaxed side of the body. Release your hands, stay in your fold. Hands come up to your hips. Pull your belly button in toward your spine, and slowly, slowly, slowly bring yourself up. I could do that all day, so we better move on. Step your feet back together. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, lower down, half push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. I'm going to rock your I ams here once again. I am amazing. I am happy. I am healthy. Inhale, right leg up to the sky. As you exhale, swing your right foot forward. Drop your back heel down. Inhale up, warrior one. And now open up to warrior two. You can scoot your back leg back if you need more room. Back leg straight and strong. Heels stay in one line. And actually, if you want to, you can bring your back leg out toward the left side of your mat just a little bit. Back leg straight and strong. Let your tailbone tuck under. It likes to come out a bit. And maybe you sink in towards your front thigh. Maybe you bring your front knee out towards your pinky toe. Maybe you sink a little deeper. Maybe you bring your shoulder blades together to create that straight line as you look over your right fingertips. Now straighten out the front leg and reach for the front of your mat. When you can reach no further, hinge yourself forward. Hand to your shin, your ankle, or to the floor. Just avoid your knee. Keep your front leg straight and strong. I know you're feeling this on the inside of the thigh, and that's exactly what we're looking for. All of these muscles that lead to the hips, the thighs, all of our quads, the hamstrings, the hip flexors. So some of the biggest muscle groups in our body, so it's important for us to stretch and open them. As you inhale, reach. And now one more breath. Slowly start to bend in toward your front thigh. Right arm or right elbow comes up to your thigh. And now from here, you can bring your right fingertips down, just lightly touching. So remember to bend into your front thigh. No support on your hand, should be in your lunge. You can have your hand down for a little support. And if you want a half bind, your top arm comes behind your back. Keep your shoulders open. If you want that full bind, reach underneath your hips, sink in toward your front thigh, and open and twist. And now come out of whatever bind you have. Left arm comes back up. And as you inhale, come back to your warrior two. Front palm spins up. As you exhale, come back to your reverse warrior. Spin your right shoulder open to the right, sink in and reach. You'll feel that stretch in your side body once again. Now come back to your warrior two. Windmill your hands down to your mat. Right leg moves back, lower down, half push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Rock your I ams once again. I am amazing. I am growing. I am healing. Rediscover your breath. Press your chest back towards your thighs. Let your head relax. As you inhale, left leg up to the sky. Exhale, swing your left foot forward. Drop your back heel down. Inhale up to warrior one for just a moment. And now open up to warrior two. You may notice both sides are a little different. Like I said, we have a dominant and passive side, so that's completely normal. Back leg straight and strong. Maybe you sink in. Maybe your front knee out towards your pinky toe. Maybe you pay attention to your tailbone, see if it's tucked under or if it's sticking out. Straight arms, straight line from fingertip to fingertip. Look over your left hand. Now straighten out your left leg. Reach for the front and hinge yourself forward. So hand onto your shin, your ankle, or to the mat. Just keep your front leg straight here. And remember, instead of bending at your leg, maybe you come up a little higher on your shin. So you can still feel that stretch on the inside of the thigh. And as you inhale, reach with your right hand. Helps keep the spine nice and straight. Now start to bend in towards your front thigh, left elbow to your left thigh. Reach up with your right hand. And now maybe you bring your left fingertips down. You can keep your left elbow on your thigh here if you'd like. And try to just barely brush your fingertips on the mat. Keep all the power in your lunge here. And now maybe you bring the top arm behind your back. Maybe you reach underneath. Give yourself that full bind. Remember to sink in toward your front thigh. Lift your chest off of your thigh. And look over your right shoulder. And now release your bind. Right arm comes up. As you inhale, back to warrior two. Windmill your hands down to your mat. Left leg moves back, lower down, half push up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And rock your I ams once again. I am definitely sweaty. I am happy. I am fun. As you inhale, heels up, look forward. Walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, full. Reverse swan dive, arms come up overhead, hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Look down to your fingertips. Once again, send a signal to your brain, all is well. I am safe. I am right where I should be. And release. So we made it through our sun salutation in mind. So we're going to start at the back of the mat. Nothing super crazy, and remember again, express your choice. There are other ways to do this, and I'll call those out to you as well as we move into them. So step your feet together, arms come up overhead, look forward, palms to touch. And as we're moving into this, for those that want a bit of a challenge, keep your arms just like this. And those who want to bring it down just a bit, like myself, hands come into heart center. So arms up overhead, step your left leg forward, back heel comes up. Find your balance here. Make whatever shifts that you need. Keep your left leg straight and strong. And now hinge your upper body forward as you lift your right leg into the sky, forming that letter T. Remember, your hands can also come into heart center, which allows you to focus more on your balance, square off your hips. You can also keep your right toes down on the mat. You'll notice you are still getting everything that you need out of the stabilizer muscles if your toes are in contact with the floor. So just let yourself be where you are, honor your space, and give yourself just another few moments here. Balance is all about logic in the brain. And now slowly start to lower your right foot down, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, arms come up overhead. Hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Exhale, release, and move yourself to the back of the mat once again. Cannot walk in circles. I mean, we can, but let's do the other side. Inhale, arms overhead. Look forward. Take a step forward with your right foot. Find your balance. Your back heel comes up. And decide whether you want your hands overhead as you hinge your upper body forward, parallel to the mat. Or you can bring your hands in toward heart center and form that letter T. Standing leg straight and strong. For that challenge, try to work your leg up a little higher so you create that nice straight line from your head all the way to your heel. One more breath. As you exhale, left foot comes down to meet your right, full. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, full. Reverse swan dive, arms come up overhead. Hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Exhale, release. And step to the front of your mat. So it's important now for us to stretch the hips open even further. The hips, all of these big muscle groups is where we hold all of our past, all of our depression, our regret. The shoulders, of course, we open up in this as well, as you notice throughout that beginning of the practice. And this is where we hold our anger and resentment. This is the now, this is your past. So let's open the hips up. Super important. Hands onto your hips. Step up to the front of your mat. And take a long step back with your left leg. Back leg straight and strong. Back heel spiked up to the sky. Reach your arms up overhead. You can press your inner thighs together. You'll notice a little more balance come so you can sink into your front thigh. Really get one of those nice low crescent lunges. Hands come together overhead. Hands in toward heart center. Take an inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, twist to the right. You can also bring your back knee down to the mat. And as you exhale, press your right arm onto your left hand. Twisting, purging toxins once again. Also building balance in the brain and the body. And slowly release. Back knee comes down. And work your right foot outside of your right hand to the edge of your mat. Front foot, your right foot parallel to the side of your mat. This will help keep your hip open. And your back foot, top of your foot onto the mat. So we're going to stay right here for just a moment. It's important to warm into these positions. I know a lot of us, especially us seasoned practitioners, we like to rush into it knowing where we're going. So take care of the body. Let it warm in. I know you're feeling that stretch already in the front left and the outside right, and that's exactly what we're looking for. You can start to bend at your elbows. If you'd like to go even further, work your right forearm down to the mat. If that makes it, you can bring your left forearm. And now the important part. Can you focus on your breath? Can you check in and tune into that story that you're telling yourself? Are you focusing on the challenge? Or are you focusing on the change? As you continue to breathe, send your exhale into that tense part of the body. An amazing thing happens. You notice you find a little more space. You let go a little more. Just another few breaths. Slowly bring yourself back up to your hands. Let your right toes angle out to the right just a bit. Right hand comes onto your right knee. Let your hips fall forward. Super important as you exhale. Press your right knee away from you, lifting the inside of your foot up. You can look over your right shoulder. Let your hips fall forward. You'll feel the stretch in the left front and the outside of the right. Just another few breaths here. Just focus on a deep inhale and a deep exhale. Now slowly start to release. Your right hand comes down. Work your right foot in between your hands. And now we're going to move into a half split or full split. So for those that know full splits, go ahead and rock your full splits. For half split, your front heel plants into the mat. Toes come back towards your knee. Back knee underneath your hips. Now it's up to you if you want your toes tucked or the top of your foot onto the mat. Also keep an eye on your spine. Protect your spine up to your fingertips here. You can bring your shoulder blades together. And now you can work your right hip back into its socket, like pull your right toes back towards your knee and feel that stretch increase. And can you allow that growth? Can you give yourself that moment of discomfort, realizing that it is bringing you the growth that you've been looking for? The letting go. that you've been putting off? Can you be with this moment? Carefully coming out of this side, plant your front foot into the mat. Tuck your back toes. On your next breath in, step your left foot forward, fold. Breathe in, half lift. And fold. Reverse swan dive, arms come up overhead, hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Exhale, release. You find yourself back at the front of your mat. Hands onto your hips, and let's do that other side. Take a long step back with your right leg. Back heel spiked up to the sky, back leg straight and strong. Arms come up, press your inner thighs together. Sink in towards your front thigh. Bring your hands together. Hands come in toward heart center. Take an inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, twist to the left. Once again, here you can bring your back knee down for a little support and balance. And as you exhale, press your left hand onto your right, look up over your left shoulder. Purging the toxins once again, as you notice, that's a theme in our practice. Taking care of the spine. And as you exhale, drop your back knee down. Your hands come down to the mat. And now work your left foot outside of your left hand, parallel to the side of your mat. Back foot, top foot onto the mat. And once again, we're just going to warm into this for just a moment. It's important to let the body warm up, especially with these big muscle groups like the hips. You know, for a lot of us guys, our hips seems like rocks. But we can open it. We can do the work. You slowly start to bend at your elbows if you want more. Maybe you bring your left forearm down. And now you can bring your right forearm down. And once again, check in with that story. Remember, if you're focusing on the suck, that's all you're going to get. How about we focus on our breath? What happens when I just focus on me? The fact that I'm spending time on me. I am making me important. Just another few breaths. Slowly work your way back up to your hands. And now left hand comes to your left knee. Let your hips slip forward. Left toes angle out just a bit. As you exhale, press your left knee away from you, lifting the inside of your foot off of the mat. Continue to let your hips fall forward. I know the body naturally wants to fight that, but you need that stretch in the front right hip flexor, as well as pressing the knee away to feel the left outside. Focus on your breath. Deep inhales, deep exhales. Slowly start to work your way back. And work your left foot in between your hands. Now come back to your half splits, or for the full splits, you guys go ahead. I will get there someday soon. So front heel into the mat, toes back towards your left knee, back knee underneath your hips. Fingertips to the mat so you can sit up nice and tall, front leg straight. And now pull your left toes in towards your left knee. Left hip comes into its socket, right hip comes forward. Feel that stretch increase. That's exactly what we're looking for. This helps open up all the glute muscles, the hamstring. Getting into the piriformis. Taking care of everything in this bottom half of the body that is large, holds a lot of energy. All of the body stores whatever happens to us in these areas. So it's important to let it all go. We're coming out of this side just a little differently. So plant your front foot into the mat. Bring your left hand inside. And now work your left knee back. We find our way onto our butts. Hooray. So standing series is done. We're now moving on to our floor series. Give me just one moment just to wet the whistle. And we're going to start off with a wide leg forward fold. So go as wide as you can. Keep in mind, if you go too wide, you'll notice your hips start to roll back. We don't want that. We want the hips to roll forward. Knees down toward the mat. You can bring your legs in a little bit if you do feel your hips rolling back. Not so much about how wide you are as it is with your legs down, toes towards your knees, spine nice and straight, sit up tall, inhale, reach. As you exhale, let your hands fall to the center where you can grab for your shins, your ankles, or the insides of your feet. Now, before you move any further, press your knees down, toes in, sit up tall, shoulder blades come together, protect your spine. No rounding of the back. As you inhale, find space. As you exhale, bring yourself further forward, find a little more stretch. You're feeling this on the inside of the thighs. It's exactly what we're looking for. Press your knees down, inhale, find space. Exhale, find a little more real estate. You can pull your belly button in towards your spine, and that helps create a little bit of room. Press your knees down, inhale. As you exhale, pull yourself forward a little further. And now release, let your hands come to the floor. Let your chin fall to your chest. And surrender to the pose. Slowly start to walk your hands in. All the way back up. And now keep your left leg right where it is. Bring your right foot to the inside of your left thigh. So left thigh straight, hand to the outside of your left knee. So you can sit up nice and tall. You can also spin your shoulders square to the left foot. Right hand is the action hand. Take an inhale. As you exhale, work to the outside of your shin, your ankle, or to the outside of your left foot. Toes in, press your left knee down. I know you're feeling that stretch through the back of the leg. That's what we're looking for. And also the cross stretch that's happening from the right shoulder all the way down through the solar plexus. Remember, you can find space with your breath. And as you exhale, maybe you move a little further. Find a little more. Now slowly start to bring your way back up. Let's get that other side now. Right leg comes back out to the right. Your left foot comes to the inside of your right thigh. Right hand outside of your knee. Sit up nice and tall. Spin your shoulders square to your right foot. Left hand now is the action hand. Take an inhale. As you exhale, reach to the outside of your shin, your ankle, or for the outside of your right foot. Press your knee down, toes come in. And as you exhale, find a little more space. Feel that cross stretch. This is one of my favorite stretches. Opening up the shoulders, opening up the solar plexus, opening up the back of the leg into the hips, taking care of some of the biggest muscle groups through the entirety of the body. Slowly start to work your way back up. Right. Now you can bend your legs or bend your knees. Find your sitting bones attached to your mat. We're going to build a boat. So sitting bones down, feet to your mat. Bring your hands behind your hamstrings here. Elbows nice and wide. Helps promote a long, straight spine. Now you can start to increase the angle between your chest and your knees. You'll feel your core engage. When that happens, you can lift your shins parallel to your mat. You can also keep your feet on the ground. It is completely up to you. This is your mat, your yoga, your rules. We're looking for that shake, just like a cheetah after it hunts. Or just like a chihuahua, we are shaking free that excess energy, shaking loose that fear because we don't need it anymore. Right ankle over your left, heels come in, plant your hands, inhale, lift up, exhale, lower back down, and come right back to your boat. So whatever that looks like for you, you can stay with the half boat. You can straighten your legs, arms come forward for a full boat. Maybe you have a sailboat. It is completely up to you. We're just looking for that shake, letting it happen, letting that excess energy leave. Left ankle over your right, heels come in, plant your hand, exhale, lift up to reset. Exhale, lower back down. Last time, back to your boat, looking for that last little bit of shake, that last little bit of letting go. Fear is false evidence appearing real. It also stands for face everything and rise. Let go of all of that fear. We don't need it anymore. Right over your left, heels come in, plant your hands, inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower back down. And pull your heels in or just move your legs over to the side so you can roll yourself forward onto all fours. Now we're going to do some of the mid-body stretches that are some of my favorites. This one's called camel. So come up to standing on your knees. Shoulders over hips, hips over knees. So you can tuck your toes to make this a little more manageable. If you'd like to challenge yourself, advancing forward, tops of your feet onto the mat. So I'm going to tuck my toes for this one. Hands come to my lower back like I'm placing them into my back pockets. And now pull your elbows together and you'll feel your heart space shine forward. Hips stay forward, elbows in together. Start to lift your gaze. You'll feel that stretch in the front of your body from your throat all the way down through your hips. Elbows in, chest lifts. You can even let your head fall back if you feel comfortable. And maybe you work your hands back to your heels. Press your hips forward. Let your head fall back. Slowly, one hand at a time, come back out. And let your hips sit down to your heels. Feet and knees come together. And just let your hands rest in your lap here for hero. Face up with your palms if you want to receive a little extra energy. Or face down if you want to root yourself into this moment. For me, this pose reminds me that you can't always be a hero, but you can be a champion just by showing up for you. Start to blink your eyes open. Now, moving into this next one, this one's called rabbit. And for those that don't like rabbit, it can be a little daunting. You can just let yourself rest in a child's pose with your knees together, arms back, forehead down, also known as rock pose. And if you'd like to give rabbit a try, knees together, heels together if you can. For those that can't do that like myself, you'll be able to as we move in forward. So reach for your heels, grab your heels with your hands, thumbs out, fingertips in, sit up nice and tall, take an inhale. As you exhale, roll your chin to meet your chest, roll your forehead down to meet your knees. And now bring your hips or your heels together. You can walk your knees up close to your forehead. Super important, heels together. Pull against your heels, hips come over your knees. Pull against your heels, only slight pressure into the top of your head. Heels together, pull against your heels, hips come forward. And slowly start to release. Hips down, head comes up last. Oh, that is such one of my favorite stretches. But let's decompress the spine now, shall we? Hands plant, step back to your plank, and press back to your downward dog. So legs can straighten a little bit here, just so you can really stretch through the back of the legs. You can even walk your dog out here, left and right, to get that stretch. Settle your heels down. Right leg comes up. And bring your right knee to your right wrist. Let your back knee scoot back just a little bit, top of your back foot onto the mat. You'll find your heel just in front of your hips. That's what we're looking for. This is a half pigeon. So I'm sure you're already feeling this in the outside of the right hip flexor. We're going to warm into this once again just by staying here for just a moment. And now slowly start to lift yourself forward and down. Keep your hips nice and square. Opening up those last little bits, letting go of what no longer serves us. Slowly start to work your way back up to your hands. Tuck your back toes. Press back to plank and then to downward dog. Walk your dog once again. You can sway your hips left and right. Settle your heels down to the mat. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, left knee to your left wrist. Let your back knee drop down, back top foot onto the mat. And keep in mind, if you want to move this forward, you can bring your front leg or shin parallel to the front of your mat. It increases the stretch. For me, my heel's a little closer to my hips, makes it a little more available for me. Up to you where you want to be. When you're ready, let yourself hinge forward and down. Forehead comes to the back of your hands. Hips stay nice and square. Just another few breaths. Slowly start to work your way back up. And coming out of this side a little differently. Sit down to your left hip, swing your right leg around. And now that we're here, let's find our way onto our backs. So make your way all the way down. And once you reach your back, bring your right leg into your chest, interlock your hands over your shin. And now pull your left or your right knee outside of your rib cage, like you're pulling it in toward your right armpit. You'll feel the pressure between your right thigh and the right side of your abdomen. That's what we're looking for. Taking care of the internal organs here, where 75% of our immune system lives. If you want to advance this, your right elbow can come over your right knee. Just keep your left shoulder down, your left heel nice and active, taking care of the ascending colon. And keep your front knee right, or your knee right where it is. Reach your right hand inside of your right foot. Bring your ankle up over your knee. Bottom of your foot faces the sky. Left hand onto your left hip. As you exhale, pull with your right arm. Keep that 90-degree angle here. Bottom of your foot facing up. As you inhale, find space. Exhale, pull a little further. And now slowly start to release. Bring both knees into your chest. Reach over your knees. Grab for your elbows. Work your lower back down toward the mat. And pull your knees in toward your chest. Taking care of the transverse and sigmoid colon here. You can also rock left and right. A little spinal massage. And release. Keep your left leg now. Interlock your hands over your left shin. And change the angle. Pull your left knee in toward your left armpit. Keep your right heel active. Right shoulder down. And feel the pressure between your left thigh and the left side of your abdomen. Taking care of the descending colon. You can also advance this once again by bringing your left elbow over your left knee. Now keep your knee where it is. Reach your left hand inside of your left foot. Bring your ankle up over your knee. Right hand onto your right thigh. Exhale, pull. Inhale, find space. Exhale, pull. And now release. Bring both knees into your chest. Reach over. Grab for your elbows. Once again, pull your knees into your chest. Sitting bones to your mat. Slowly start to release. Keep your right knee once again. This time we're just going for a cross stretch. Left hand comes outside of your right knee. Right arm moves over to the right. Look to your right fingertips. Keep your right shoulder down and let your knee fall to the left. Check the position of your knee as you keep your right shoulder down. The lower your knee is, the more you'll feel this into your IT band, the outside of the hip flexor, moving through the thigh. Important to keep your right shoulder down. Just another few breaths. Now look up. Pull your belly button into your spine. Lift your right leg up. Straighten out your right leg. Bring your left knee in. Right hand outside of the left knee. Left hand moves out to the left. Look to your left fingertip. And as you exhale, bring your left knee over to the right. Keep your left shoulder down on the mat. And check in with that position of your knee once again. If you lower it down just a bit, you'll feel it more into the hip flexor, into the IT band, into the glutes. And now look up once more. Bring your left knee up. Straighten out your legs. Separate your heels just a bit. Let your toes fall open. And let the backs of your hands come down to the mat. Palms face up. As we reach the end of our practice, this is the pose for which we practice. Pose of contemplation. Pose of honor and respect. A chance to look back and notice everything that you accomplished. Too often we judge ourselves by what we did not accomplish, and we let those small victories slip away. Be more focused on what you've done for you. Hold on to the fact that you showed up for you. You made you important today. As we move forward, remember that the past is history. The future is a mystery. Right now is a gift. That's why we call it the present. Let yourself be more rooted in the now, more focused in the now. And whatever you do, let whatever you do be enough. Slowly bring yourself back to the room. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Keep your eyes closed here and find your way onto your favorite side. Bottom arm comes up to cradle your head. Knees come into your chest for our fetal position. Let your top hand just rest. We lived here for 10 months before entering this world. The body remembers. It's a pose of serenity, a pose of peace, of nurturing. The perfect pose to remind you that you have everything inside of you, and you have the ability to give yourself everything you need in this life. Slowly press your top hand onto the mat. Come back up to your seated position. You can let your hands rest on your knees or bring your hands to your heart center. You can look down to your fingertips. Remember once again that showing up really is 95% of success in this universe. You made you important today. Honor that. Show yourself the respect that you deserve. It's been an absolute pleasure. I look forward to practicing with you more. And the light in me recognizes the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. All right, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure. Please join us again. Tonight, actually, we have level 1. This is level 2, or we like to call it Try Harder for Total Resilience Yoga. And tonight at 5:45 p.m., we have level 1. So it's an all levels, all inclusive. If you come and sit and breathe the entire time, you're practicing yoga. All right, guys, please throw a subscribe to us and find us on the World Wide Web, www.warriorsforlifeamerica.com.